and the duel begins. Ma Dong-wook shouts, "Let's start." Tanaka Kenjo smirks, saying, "A man's gotta be simple like that." As both are strength-type hunters, they charge at each other to see who is stronger. On another side, Hoshina Minoru faces off against Lim Tae-gyu. Confident in his speed, Hoshina Minoru rushes in to attack. However, Lim Tae-gyu creates distance and fires a long-range attack, Magic Arrow. Hoshina manages to dodge it, but the attack wasn't just aimed at him, it also targeted other members. Watching the fight, the chairman mutters that he regrets letting the young ones participate in a duel with Mr. Baek. He is the strongest hunter among all the S-rank hunters in Korea. He won't just grab their wrists, he'll likely break them. Meanwhile, Kumamoto Atsushi thinks to himself that he won't follow the rules of only targeting arms or backs. In battle, there's only survival of the fittest. He sneaks behind Baek Yoon-ho, attempting to attack. However, Baek dodges the strike. He sensed bloodlust just now, but why did Kumamoto hesitate? Kumamoto himself wonders why he hesitated again. Maybe, I'm really not cut out to be a hunter, he thinks. But Baek Yoon-ho, impressed by him, realizes that Goto is using this duel to test Japan's hunters. If he's testing us, then I'll fight seriously, Baek decides. Seeing Baek's stance change, Kumamoto gets scared. Baek lunges at him, but he dodges. Meanwhile, the battle between Ma Dong-wook and Tanaka Kenjo ends, with Tanaka winning in terms of sheer strength. Likewise, the fight between Lim Tae-gyu and Hoshina Minoru concludes in Korea's defeat. Baek takes a deep breath, preparing for his fight. At the same time, Hae-in faces off against Takawa Kanai. Due to her nimble movements resembling a dance, Hae-in has earned the nickname the Dancer, a name she dislikes due to embarrassment. Takawa attacks, but Hae-in counters, swiftly maneuvering behind her and eliminating her by touching her back. After defeating Takawa, she moves to assist Baek Yoon-ho. However, Kumamoto sneaks up on her, believing he can take her out. Before he can act, Hae-in suddenly strikes him with an explosive flurry of attacks. 14 punches in mere seconds. Everyone is shocked. Even Hae-in herself is surprised that she unconsciously hit him. Enraged, Kumamoto's personality changes entirely. He loses all reason, and Goto instructs his team, if anyone from Korea is about to get injured, stop Kumamoto immediately. We don't want to deal with the damage he's about to cause. Kumamoto goes wild. He kicks at Hae-in with speed too fast for her to dodge. But the MC blocks the attack. Your bloodlust is too much for a friendly competition, Jinwoo says. Seeing this, Goto is left speechless. Are you certain that he's a mage-type hunter? He asks. The translator confirms that's what the official sources say. Still skeptical, Goto wants to confirm it himself. He approaches Jinwoo and asks, "Would you accept a one-on-one duel with me?" He agrees, as he also wants to see how much stronger he has become after clearing the demon castle. He sets one condition: he will only fight if Goto uses his full power. Goto considers this for a moment. Since there is an S-rank healer present, he assumes nothing serious will happen and agrees. He even instructs the healer to prioritize healing Jinwoo if anything goes wrong. Everyone is excited for the fight. After all, no one knows just how strong Jinwoo really is. As soon as Jinwoo says, "Let's start," Goto launches his first attack. Jinwoo effortlessly dodges it. Goto is stunned. There's no way he's a mage-type hunter, he thinks. Determined to make Jinwoo reveal everything he's hiding, he attacks again. But Jinwoo dodges with a smile. Seeing this, Goto becomes irritated. The spectators are in shock. Jinwoo is fighting Japan's strongest hunter on equal footing. Goto continues his assault, but Jinwoo evades every strike. Frustrated, Goto realizes that if he doesn't go all out, he won't even be able to land a hit. His frustration turns into murderous intent. He decides that he's going to kill Jinwoo. At that moment, the system detects Goto's bloodlust and warns Jinwoo. Jinwoo blocks the attack, but he grows concerned. If this continues, the system will activate a quest, and then I'll have no choice but to kill him. Goto is even angrier now. Jinwoo had the opportunity to grab his wrist and end the fight, yet he didn't. To Goto, it feels like Jinwoo is toying with him. Goto demands, "Are you messing with me?" Jinwoo replies, "I don't want this fight to end yet, and I know you don't want it to be over either." Both of them unleash their full power. The intensity of their battle shocks everyone. Realizing that the fight has become too dangerous, the other hunters step in to stop them. Mr. Baek warns, "That man is supposed to lead Japan's hunters. If anything happens to him, we won't be able to take responsibility." With that, the fight is called off. Jinwoo reflects for a moment, realizing that he may have overreacted. However, he has now fully assessed everyone's abilities, and more importantly, he notices that no one, not even Goto Ryuji, realized that his shadow soldiers were hiding in their shadows the entire time. Turning to the chairman, Jinwoo states, "I agree to participate in the Jeju Island raid." Meanwhile, the translator glances at Goto. Goto looks like a man who has just seen the Grim Reaper. At the White Tiger Guild, Baek Yoon-ho is shocked by Sung Jin-woo's rapid growth. He wonders, can a hunter continue to grow like this? Just then, he receives a message containing the list of participants for the Jeju Island raid. His eyes widen in disbelief. Sung Jin-woo's name is not on the list. At the same time, Goto Ryuji is speaking with Sugimoto, the vice guild master of his guild and an S-rank hunter from Japan. There are strong hunters in Korea too, Goto says. Sugimoto scoffs. They can't be as strong as you, Mr. Goto. Who are you referring to? Sung Jin-woo. Sugimoto frowns. That name isn't on the list for the Jeju Island raid. Goto is taken aback. Why would the chairman exclude a hunter as powerful as Sung Jin-woo? He reassures himself that 16 S-rank hunters are participating, so everything should be fine. Meanwhile on Jeju Island, the ants with no food left have begun consuming each other. The ant queen realizes they need to leave this place soon. To ensure their survival, she creates a new soldier, one far stronger than any of her previous creations. As the creature hatches, an extraordinary aura radiates from it. Consume everything, the queen commands. Become stronger, my child. Jinwoo moves into his home with his mother and Jinho. Looking around, he sighs. No one cleaned this place while I was in the demon castle. While tidying up, his mother suddenly asks, "Did your father contact us while I was asleep?" Jinwoo pauses. "No," he replies. His mind drifts to his father. What would she think if she knew I followed in his footsteps and became a hunter? His father went missing years ago, yet his mother still waits for him. Realizing how much she needs him, Jinwoo makes up his mind. He will not participate in the Jeju Island raid. On social media, people are outraged that Sung Jinwoo isn't joining the raid. Jinwoo, however, ignores the comments. Meanwhile, Jinho calls him. "I found a place for our guild office." Jinwoo arrives and is shocked. It's massive. "Isn't this too big for just the two of us?" Jinho shakes his head. "We need one more person. A guild must have at least 3 members. A guild master, a vice guild master, and an employee." Jinwoo thinks for a moment. "I'll recruit someone I know to fill the head count." Before Jinho can respond, he mentions, "By the way, some foreigner was looking for you. They'll be in Korea until July 17. They want you to call them." Jinwoo reaches for the business card but suddenly senses something. Using shadow exchange, he swaps places with his shadow and arrives in his neighborhood. A man is threatening a woman. "Why are you doing this?" Jinwoo asks. The man smirks and charges at him. "Because it's fun." He grabs Jinwoo and attempts to stab him. "I like harassing weak people," he sneers. Jinwoo looks into his eyes and mutters, "I can somewhat relate to that." The knife fails to pierce Jinwoo's skin. Jinwoo retaliates, striking him down. "Surrender yourself before midnight if you want to live." To ensure compliance, Jinwoo summons an orc warrior shadow and orders, if he doesn't turn himself in, kill him before midnight. The next day, the raid begins. Helicopters carrying hunters fly toward Jeju Island. Even now, Goto is still thinking about his fight with Jinwoo. What I felt in that moment. Was it death, or am I overthinking it? Almost every guild in Korea is participating, with 5,000 hunters out of the 50,000 total joining this battle. Retired S-rank healer Byung-gu has also returned for the raid. Upon arrival, Goto and his team begin inspecting Jeju City. They split into 4 groups and release their mana to attract the ants. The insects react instantly, launching an attack on the helicopters. Choi Jong-in intercepts them with Flame Spear, but the attack barely leaves a scratch. He realizes, these ants have evolved to resist magic. I need to use a stronger spell. Unleashing a powerful attack, he leaps down, declaring, "I need to gauge their strength. Since my fire magic specializes in fighting multiple enemies, I'm the perfect person for this." After clearing the area, he calls the other hunters down. To gain an advantage, they jam the ants' communication signals, preventing them from coordinating. The 4 Japanese teams hold off the ants outside while the Korean hunters infiltrate the dungeon to kill the queen. Inside the nest, Choi Jong-in uses fireball to illuminate the maze-like tunnels. If we take the wrong path, we'll end up back where we started. After some searching, he finds the right tunnel. Meanwhile, Jinwoo is completing his daily quests. Looking around, he notices something unusual. The streets are empty. Everyone's watching the Jeju Island broadcast. He hopes the raid goes as planned. Inside the dungeon, Choi Jong-in and his team reach the spawning ground. Among countless ant eggs, one stands out. It's massive. The healer stares in shock. What could have hatched from that? Baek Yoon-ho dismisses the concern. Our only target is the queen. Focus on that. The Japanese hunters can only hold out for an hour. We need to kill the queen within that time frame. Outside, the Japanese hunters continue fighting. Shimizu jokingly tells Kenzo, "If you want my healing, you'll have to pay." Kenzo laughs, but his expression suddenly changes. Before he can react, something moves at an unimaginable speed. Shimizu's head is severed in an instant. Kenzo turns, horrified, but before he can do anything, he too is killed in a single strike. Seeing this, Tatsumi is consumed by rage. He charges forward and meets the same fate. In mere seconds, 3 of Japan's strongest S-rank hunters are dead. What kind of creature could do this? You'll find out in the next episode.